All right, welcome back. We continue live right here on the Borders and Borders Hotline. Bob Pompeani, Paul Zeise with you at 412-575-2600. You can tweet us at KDPomp, at Paul Zeise. And another interesting thing before we go to the lines here, Paul, real quick, is the fact that the Penguins have not done a good job with faceoffs. In particular, Kyle Turris has been outstanding tonight, especially head-to-head against Crosby. After the Penguins got their second goal by Justin Schultz, there were 3 icing calls against them. You can't do that and have the faceoff come back to your own zone, because in tight games like this, one faceoff win can mean the difference.
Yeah, and I think what's disappointing is, you know, when the Penguins played the Capitals, Bob, they got a 1-goal lead. They really came into the second period, or the third period, with a 1-goal lead. And if you remember, they just put the heat. You know, they really turned up the heat on the Capitals to get that second goal, you know, to put them in position to win the game. I just think, I know there's only 8 minutes left, but you've got to, you know, be who you are as a team, and just continue to put the pressure on the Senators once you take a lead. Now, I mean, I still like the Penguins' chances to win. They're the better team. They've got, you know, more guys that can score. But now it's one bad bounce, one bounce of the puck off. You know what I mean? Matt Murray goes to his knee just a little too quick, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything can happen
Anything
now.
Can happen. All right, let's go. We got a lot of people on the lines. We got Bill in Greensburg first up. Hey, Bill. Go ahead.
Hey, Bob and Paul, you guys stole my thunder. 3 times in this series, when the Penguins have taken a 1-goal lead with 5-6 minutes left, all they do is dump the puck and play defense. What happened to Sullivan's keep attacking, keep attacking?
They haven't done it. No, you're right, especially right after goals. It's the last time you want that to happen. If you do it, you're going to ask for problems. All right, let's go out to Gary in West Elizabeth. Hey, Gary, welcome.
Hi, Bob. Hey, Paul. I'm following up on your face-offs. I've been watching this whole series. It seems like Gino gets thrown out of face-offs at least 3 out of 5. And I was just wondering, I don't understand, why do you get thrown out of face-offs? I mean, it just seems like Gino's like, I mean, how many has he gotten thrown out?
I don't know how many, but I also think he's been their best face-off guy, to be honest, Paul. He's been the one reliable guy. When he is not thrown out, when he's in there, he's been good. But, you know, that depends on what the official's doing. And a lot of times it's on them for not dropping the puck as quickly. A lot of times it's on, depending if you're the visiting team, you have to put your stick on the ice first. I don't know what goes into that.
I mean, yeah, the standard is different depending on who the referees are. There's no question about that.
It's always that way. That seems to be the way it goes. Let's go out to Mike in Beaver County. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, prediction, Mata turns the puck over, Pajot scores a game winner, and I'm upset for 1.5 years.
Do you have something on Mata, or are you just saying that just because you think it will happen?
He just turns the puck over every time, so I'm just predicting that.
All right. I think Ole Mata was strong again tonight. He's their leading ice time guy after 3 periods now. And, Paul, I mean, he's done pretty much everything you're supposed to. He's gone down to block shots. He's done.
It's one of those things where, you know, what was the game? I think it might have been a Capitals game where he turned the puck over and cost them. He's still like is never going to ever live that one down. And it's like he's actually played pretty well. You know, the thing about it, Bob, we're getting back to the whole slowing it down after scoring a goal. Part of that is just getting lured into this idea that you're playing against the Senators, and you know all you have to do is just keep them from getting any odd man rushes and stuff like that, and you'll be able to keep them from scoring. You're playing right into their hands by playing that way. To me, the Penguins, once they got a 1-goal lead, they should have turned the heat up, not down.
I agree with that, but again, that's what you think sometimes. You want to go into protect mode. It's a natural inclination, but it's not good enough in this situation. All right, we go out to Andre in Pittsburgh. Hey, Andre, how you doing? Andre, well, you missed your chance, Andre. Now we go out to Jerry in Blawnox. Jerry's on the Sports Call. What's up, Jerry?
Hey, Pompeani ain't easy. Zeise knows sports. What's up, gentlemen?
You got it, bro.
How we doing?
Okay, Jake Gensel. I don't know, what he's doing tonight, but can you explain his lack of productivity tonight and really over the course of the series?
Well, it's gone down, but I think he set the bar so high that it was going to be hard for anyone. I mean, he had like 9 goals in his first couple of series, and that's hard to maintain that, especially against this kind of team. I think he had some great chances. There was one tonight where, Paul, he hit it right off Anderson's toe. I mean, he made him stretch out to make the save as a one-timer. I think Jay Gensel's doing okay. I mean, I would never expect him to continue that pace.
Yeah, he went crazy early on, and I was kind of like, this is going to cool off a little bit. But it's the way the Senators play, Bob. And you know what? The Penguins have had some real good opportunities. Hagelin had one, really good opportunity. Malkin had one late that he just kind of missed the net a little bit. Like you said, Gensel had one. They've had opportunities. So the storyline, I'm sure, if Ottawa wins, will be, well, you know, they were the team of destiny. That, and people will whine about the refs. But the Penguins have had opportunities to win this game tonight.
The most disturbing thing to me right now is the fact that twice they had leads and twice they squandered those leads. When you get a lead in a Game 7 at home, you got to do your best to protect it. Okay, fine. They tied it once. You shouldn't let it happen the second time, but they did.
And, you know, it's kind of similar to, Bob, Game 7s in baseball where, you know, the closer can't seem to get anybody out ever. You know, the guy that, like, has 75 saves throughout the year. Game 7s are just different. You know, they're just completely different. You'd think that Ottawa couldn't score 2 goals. They did.
All right, let's go to line 2. That's Harry in Colliers. What's up, Harry?
Hey, Bob, great show.
Thanks. Hey, Harry.
I still say, hey, we're still playing. We're still defending the cup. Hey, Ottawa's no pushover. Hey, they're pros out there, too. And, hell, they scored just by the way we did. They put the puck in the back of the net. I mean, this is a great series. Go Pens.
Penguins had a chance right after the tying goal there by Ryan Dzingels. Evgeny Malkin had a pass to him. He put it right off the goalpost, Paul. That would have ended the game, too. But
that was the one I was talking about. It was just kind of like to the outside.
It was right there.
If it was like that far, actually that far to the right, it probably hits the inside of the crossbar and goes in.
It's that close. What are you going to do? All right, we're going out right now. We got TJ, I believe, in Johnstown. Hey, TJ, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Bob. Thanks for taking my call.
Uh-huh.
You know, I just want to know why, after the Penguins score a goal and they go ahead, I just want to know why they get into this defensive thing where they feel that they have to protect the goalies. Why don't they just go at it, go right at the goalie, play the way they play instead of playing defense? It just seems like they're giving it up. It seems like they would just want to play.
I just think, again,
protect it.
You're right.
Why is that?
We've talked about it. I mean, when you ice the puck as much as they do, just try to get the puck out. You're all of a sudden on your heels and not your toes, as Mike Sullivan likes to say. Who knows? I just hope it's not an ugly goal or something fluky that decides this, Paul. That would be the tragedy, no matter which way that is.
Here's the thing, too. I think because of Game 5, if the Penguins lose, they would actually have lost a series. They outscored the other team, right?
Yeah.
So they're destined to win. That's the way I look at it.
Listen, I'd rather see a Pittsburgh-Nashville final than Ottawa-Nashville, and I'm sure most people in the country who are hoping that ratings are good would want that to happen. We'll see.
Not just that. The hockey is going to be much better if it's the Penguins in Nashville than if it's Ottawa. I tell you this, if it's this, I don't know if I can watch 6 or 7 more games of this Ottawa hockey. I don't know if I can watch it.
It's not the best-selling hockey, believe me. You don't want to do that. All right, we got Brad in Duncansville before we go to break. Hey, Brad.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Paul. How are you guys?
All right, what's up?
Penguins look a lot better, and I think I already know who might get the game winner. I'm going to give it to Gunsel.
That would be a good pick, the way he's been coming up. I thought Rust had one, too. He had a breakaway, and then the puck ended up just under Anderson's pad there. It's another one that came close to going in, and he's been terrific in Game 7s.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be Bobby Ryan. The second pick of the 2005
They had one of those
draft.
Earlier this year in the series.
How about
Bobby Ryan
that?
in
There's a
overtime.
prediction. One of the guys from that 2000, was it 2005 that Crosby?
Yeah.
One of the guys from that 2005 draft is going to score the game winner, either Crosby or Ryan. How about
We're due for a break. We're going to take it right now. Come back right here on the Allegheny Health Network Nightly Sports Call. Back in a flash.